Hi, this is Everglades Carlos. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is about staying calm after things don't go your way to maximize the chances of turning things around. Sounded overly technical, but that's the golf instructor in me. Because this is something I understand well, which is, you know, when things don't go your way, finding a way to stay calm so that you can still come out the other side with a victory. And today was definitely one of those days where, you know, I hooked onto a big fish and he came off, and you know, where most people will stomp their feet and yell and basically spook every other fish in a 10-mile radius, you know, I stay calm. I understand that it's baked into the cake, that it's gonna happen. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt like hell, especially that bite, because I have a feeling that was probably the biggest fish I've seen all year. But you never know. You never know if the second biggest fish that you've seen all year was just next to him, or an even bigger one is 25 yards from where you made that cast, which is what happened to me today. So, you know, what I was doing today was what I normally do, which is, you know, run and gun, because I fish one lure consistently. That lure kind of helps me figure out, you know, even if they're not biting, that helps me figure out the day that I'm gonna have, or at least how the fish are acting. Like, you know, some mornings I'll throw the Big Easy around and they're blowing up on it, and that means it's on. You know, some days I throw it and I see these wakes come in and check on it and pick it off the ground from 50 yards out. And sometimes I run it right next to a clump and nothing happens, and then I run it just a few inches closer and a wake comes out and takes 10 seconds to pick it up. And, you know, all three bites are different. And, you know, the first bite, it means, you know, it's on and you're going to catch them basically anything you throw on top. The second bite is you might want to slow down and be super accurate with your cast, you know. And so, for instance, you know, I did notice that they were not chasing it as much, so I switched to the walking bait. And you know, because it stays on top of, you know, it's a slower moving bait, I can stop it, I can be more finessey with it. And since I kind of had caught a few and they were coming out of the cattails, I figure, you know, I'm going to target the edges of those cattails with a slower moving bait and see if I start getting more bites, because I was getting bites, but I wanted to see if I was, you know, leaving fish behind. And so here I'm just throwing at, you know, areas that look really good. And, you know, I think 2 or 3 casts after this one, I hooked onto 2 fish in one cast, which is always fun. Doesn't happen often, but it has happened to me quite a few times. Casting to the other side, you never know. That was a pretty good cast. It almost hit the weed, but not quite. And today was a day where I would throw it, twitch it maybe 10-15 times, and then I would bring it back, just reel it back, because if they were there, they were going to come up on it quickly. And, you know, I know this area, this open water here is not productive, but those cattails are. And right, I think it's on this cast. You can barely see the bait left of that point, and boom, there it is. 2 fish at the same time. It's always disconcerting when you get that, because it feels like a big fish, but you see a little fish, and then you kind of don't know what's going on, and then you realize that you have 2 fish hooked. So this next take is going to be of that fish that I was talking at the beginning, and you're going to see she ate it as soon as it hit. And you're going to see me just working this thing. I think I horsed her too much, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, that's
but
huge. My God.
When you see those big head shakes like that, you just know it's a big fish.
Stay out, please.
And then I'm actually gonna let the
Oh, what a fish.
let the footage run,
Stay on, honey. Come on.
so you can hear my reaction.
Oh my God. Been waiting all year for that bite. Whew. That's fishing. Just keep casting.
And that's about the extent of it, you know? Deep breath and keep casting.
Golly, what a
And
fish.
about 25 yards from where I made that cast, I made this other cast, and I caught a really, really nice fish that made my day. I cast right into that clump, and it's funny because this is deeper water, and I was working that spook, and I worked it for a long time, and I just didn't see anything behind it. But I just kept moving it because I really liked the area. It just looks so good. And I have this thing, when I reel back a spook, I always make sure that I look behind it. And sure enough, I saw a little wake behind it, so I stopped it and I just left it there. And before I got to twitch it, she ate it. And when she came up here, it was on. Such a beautiful fish. I knew she was big, especially on that second jump. And it was funny because she only ended up being 5.9, so she didn't quite make 6. But she was a big-headed, short, and stocky fish, so she looked huge when she was in the water. I was so focused. I mean, I was so wishing that I wouldn't lose this fish, because after losing the other one, losing 2 would have been really tough not to lose my nerve. But yeah, that was cool.
Yes, I stay patient. Stay patient. Whew, what a fish. Oh my God.
He's like really stoked. And then the camera's on, because sometimes you catch a big one and sure enough the camera's off.
This monster.
Yeah, she's just a good looking fish.
Jesus.
So rewarding to be out there by yourself. This one doesn't feel as middle of nowhere because it's close to the highway and you can hear the cars and you can see trucks and stuff, but still a pretty cool spot to be in. Still nature. Show her off to the camera.
Big head.
Alright, so happy. And now,
Just knew if I stayed patient, I was going to catch a good
You know,
fish because they're biting today.
you gotta celebrate, you gotta enjoy it. I was so pumped. So she's under my foot there, and now it's back to business. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Please, if you like it, hit like and subscribe. It really helps me out. It motivates me to put more of this content out. And tight lines, everybody. Thank you.